Hi everyone, today we're joined by MD of the Travel Corporation, Kenny Jackson, and we're going to be talking about Trafalgar's new near, not far South African itineraries. Thanks so much for joining us today, Kenny.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I'm thrilled to be with you today.
Great. Well, why don't you start by telling us about the near, not far itineraries and why they were introduced and when?
Sure, Sarah, happy to. I'm very excited. So I think early on into this year when lockdowns all occurred that most of us realized that the recovery of the industry would definitely come from domestic tourism. So our business being the four leaders in the forefront, make sure we did a quick pivot and we introduced a near not far series, which really encompasses local holidays by locals for locals, for South Africans. But we also, I say locals because we also introduced a near not far series in New Zealand, so our Kiwi counterparts could also enjoy their own homeland, as well as Australia, as well as the USA. And then we did. So we introduced 3 amazing trips. One is called Pride of the North. We've got KwaZulu-Natal and the Battlegrounds, and then the Drakensberg and the Battlegrounds, and then we've got the Garden Route and the Cape. So we've got 3 great trips, which really get to showcase our beautiful country. I know a lot of people think they can do it alone, but Trafalgar has something so wonderful and so unique. So we take them on the full Trafalgar experience with a travel director. We include a lot of the sites, some of the Be My Guest experiences that even a local wouldn't know about, and really get you in touch with your own home country, which I just think is wonderful. It's really wonderful that we're getting to explore our own homelands at the moment. And that was also nice about these trips. I think one of the key things for me that has come through lockdown and all of this is giving back to your local communities and making sure we get our own people back to life first. And a lot of these trips do give back to local community. For example, in Sabi, we go to a coffee place which is run by a local family. So make sure that we can see them and support them as well. Owned business where they do handcraft Zulu beadwork. We also, on the Garden Route, we visit the Featherbed Nature Reserve and support their ongoing rehabilitation program, which is, after the devastating fires there too. So we're making sure we're also giving back to our local communities on these trips. So that's it in a nutshell why we did it and a little tasty tidbit of what we're doing.
Okay, and which of the tours have proved most popular and when are people booking for?
So our Pride of the North is definitely getting the most interest at the moment. So going up into the Kruger Park, I don't think we can resist seeing our own animals. So that's the one that's getting the most uptake. Most of the trips are starting early next year. So from January onwards, they are available for booking. So on trafalgartours.com, you can get all the information on all the different departure dates that are available for sale.
Okay. Any obstacles to conversions that you found during this period?
No, I don't think so. The travel industry this year has been incredibly supportive, and I think the whole industry is focusing predominantly on domestic now. So we're definitely getting a lot of support from our agents. Our preferred partners have been incredible and really wanting to support these initiatives. And also any customers who are inquiring that we're thinking of going overseas are quite happy to explore their own backyard now. So I wouldn't say there was any obstacles at all.
Yeah, well, it is lovely to see South Africans exploring South Africa again.
Absolutely.
Okay, and are you finding that the bookings are coming in, are they mostly from existing Trafalgar clients, or is it a whole new market that these tours are appealing to?
I think we're having a little bit of a mix at the moment. Our loyal existing Trafalgar clients know the value of a Trafalgar and are happy to travel with us time and time again. But I think because it's a domestic series and it's something quite new, we are attracting a different market too that has never explored Trafalgar per se, and they are getting introduced to Trafalgar. So there is a little bit of both, but we definitely see more of an uptake from our previous travelers.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier that the tours were obviously sort of designed during COVID to look at a time when it's easier to travel domestically. Do you think the product range will be here to stay? And if so, will it still continue to focus on South Africans, or do you think you would be bringing in sort of more inbound travelers to enjoy these trips too?
Sarah, I think for us, if there is demand for these trips, we will most definitely keep the trips for locals by locals for us to explore our own backyard. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. we've always operated in around South Africa as well as Africa as Trafalgar, and we will continue to operate those trips as well, encouraging an inbound market into our country. So there is both, and I'm sure we will continue to do both as long as there is a demand. I mean, the Tolman family who run Trafalgar, especially Gavin Tolman, he is South African. So South Africa is a very much a part of their DNA, and I have no doubt whatever there is a requirement for, we will operate going forward, whether it's the local trips or international bound trips or a combination of both.
Okay, great. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for joining a Travel News webcast, and it was lovely to see you and to have an explanation of these tours delivered for our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us.